you do certain things to get pumped before shows.
So we go,
okay, so we go, woo!
Yeah.
And then what do you do?
You put your hand in the middle. We go 1, 2, 3, que siga.
Now that we're pumped up, welcome to Make the Little Plans with Ivonne. Today my guest is
Amaris Sanchez.
Amaris is a singer, actress, and a Latin dancer. And I met Amaris at a Chicago cabaret with the cast of On Your Feet, yes, the Broadway musical. They were at a Broadway Cares fundraiser, and she's got pipes. I heard her. All right, so we're gonna talk about her starting music. We're gonna talk about her trajectory, performing the Gloria Estefan Broadway musical, and we're just gonna have a little fun toward the end. All right, so can you tell everybody where we are right now and how it ties into your music?
So we're in the suburb of Chicago. This is my room. This is where I practice my songs, like singing, my acting. This is where I go over all my lines all the time. This was where I started my career, basically.
Your craft. So singer, and what instruments do you play?
Play guitar and piano.
Okay, and what kind of voice do you have? Can you describe what it's called and the range of notes that you can
mezzo belter.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know my notes exactly, but mezzo belter.
I think that fits in really well with Broadway. Where did you learn this? Voice, playing, where did you take lessons? Where did you go to school for this?
So when I was a kid, I loved to entertain everybody, and so as I grew older, I got to go in my church band, Westbrook Church, which is right across the street, but I got into the band, and I loved to sing and everything, and that's when they told me I had a voice. There, they told my mom I have a voice, and so I was so excited. I never knew I would be able to sing, but since I was little, I was like, I want to sing. So it was like basically a dream come true. And I did lessons there at the Allegro. Okay. They do I did lessons of singing and piano there. Yeah.
So when you were young, you would entertain your family.
Yes.
And where did the love for the music come from? Was it in the family?
Yes. Well, my dad plays instruments. He plays the congas. He plays the plenos. But he sang too in church when he was a young boy too. So we do these things called bombas, and that's when we go out on Christmas and we go and do like singing all these Spanish songs, these Spanish Christmas songs, and it's really fun. We all have instruments, all the kids are there, it's really fun.
Is that a Puerto Rican tradition?
Puerto Rican tradition, yeah.
Now that I'm older, I'm like realizing everything my parents did. Amaris' mom is named
Gloria Sanchez.
Can we go back a little bit to the first time your daughter said, this is the type of thing I want to do? But not just like a little bit of singing in church, but really seriously. Can you tell us a little bit about that story?
That story begins the first time I took her to a musical in Chicago at a local theater.
I was at the Miracle Center, and In The Heights Chicago production was there.
And we went the last show, and we had back seats all the way in the back, and the parents of the director, she told me, let me take Amaris to the front.
I watched it, and the role of Nina was like, it was so inspiring, her voice. It was just so much fun. And I was like, wow, Mom, I want to do this.
And at intermission, she came up to me. She grabbed me by the arms and said, Mom, this is what I want to do. That was the first time she ever saw a musical.
And so I got to meet the Nina after the show, and I got to sing with her. So it was like, maybe that could be me one day.
And from there on, that's what happened. In a matter of 2 years that she's done 3 theaters.
So when you finished each project, I'm going to name a project, can you maybe go back to it and perhaps remember something that you learned from it? Runway shows.
I was better at my posture,
at
definitely,
your posture.
and
okay.
my legs
straight
stretching
to make
out.
sure that.
Yeah. My sister inspired me because she was a model.
Okay, we're going to have to do a shout out. So, can you say who your sister is?
My sister is Jaslene Gonzalez. She was the winner of America's Next Top Model in 2008 or 2009, I believe. Yeah.
I didn't know they were sisters, but so I walk in one day, I see her backstage, and your mom says, this is my oldest daughter. I go, what? I saw her on TV. I think I was like at the end of high school, in college. I forgot she's only like we're very close in age.
Yeah.
So I remember like cheering for her on the show, and while watching the show.
Yeah.
And then I went home and I told my roommate that I met her. She's like, oh my God, I remember watching that too. So big shout out. Okay, back to the interview. What about voiceovers?
How to make my voice more clear, because sometimes I'd be like gruggly like this, and then I learned how to control my breathing.
Grapes of Wrath.
So it was kind of like I had like a country kind of voice that I had to use.
A Christmas Carol at the Goodman Theater.
So before, I was so excited about that. It was my first theater from starting acting and singing and all that. And I knew how to speak, I knew how to do the British accent. So it's my British accent that I did for the Christmas Carol at the Goodman Theater. So, as usual, Gloria had said everything and left me nothing. But I will leave you with some good martial advice, which is say yes to everything your wife tells you. Besos, Emilio Estefan.
Your next project is On Your Feet, the Broadway musical.
19 cities. I can't name them all, but we went from New York City for like rehearsal. We went here. Yeah. This was my last.
Oh, that experience was amazing. Just being in different cities every week, every 2 weeks. It was amazing to watch my daughter perform in these amazing theaters.
You were Little Gloria, and Estefan. Can you tell us a little bit about like what part of her life you performed, maybe what songs you did?
Yeah, so I did her when she was a child. So I played her whole childhood. My songs that I sang was Cuando Salí de Cuba, which is one of my favorite songs. Just because it's such the connection between her and her father, so far away, but that was their way of connecting, him singing to her. So it was really nice. That's my favorite song. I also sang Tradición, which the big Gloria sings it too. I sing Wrapped with the big Gloria.
Tell us a little bit about the audition process. Do you have any tips also for anyone who's auditioning and parents? What's it like?
Well, for Amaris, it was a little different. Since we're here in Chicago and the auditions took place in New York, we did a self-tape. And usually the people that audition, they go for the first audition, and they go for the callback, and they go like for 3 callbacks. Amaris just did the self-tape. A month later, we got the call that she got the job. So, but it was amazing. So her sister helped her out with the audition, and we just did the audition like any other audition that she's done, not expecting or just waiting. We don't sit there and wait. So that's one thing I tell people and parents. When you do auditions, big auditions like that, you don't sit there and tell you, okay, let's wait and see what happens. No, just do it and keep working and keep doing other auditions and let it happen.
So I saw the original cast 3 years ago when they launched, and then I saw you guys, I saw this cast perform. What would you think about to get inspired to sing some of these songs?
I had to feel Gloria. Like I had to be her. Like her soul had to be in my body, basically. I had to like think of memories she must have had, like her father not being with her. That song is so touching, so I really have to show that like I have a connection with my father, and it's singing, and it's what I love to do. But sometimes people don't know that there's a connection with singing. Like people think it's just a connection from far away, like, oh, like I miss you, I love you, yeah. But there's also like, I'm gonna sing a song to you because that's how much I love you. You mean the world to me. Like that was their connection, really. And but yeah, that's really what it is.
Your dad is also musical, so that's an interesting
it's really
connection.
cool. Yeah, I got to know that.
So one of the most touching Gloria songs for me is Mi Tierra, and a newer one called Medicine. I love those. Do you have a favorite Gloria song? Like one that you've just played over and over?
Conga.
Okay.
Yeah. That's like, come on, chica, it's always in my head.
Yeah.
Always in my head.
So you met Gloria and Emilio Estefan. And I'm controlling myself here as much as possible. I'm actually reading his book right now. Okay? So how was that? I mean, how was it to meet them?
It was probably the most insane day. It was like the second week or the first week I was in New York. to start the show. I was gonna go see the show, so it was like I was so hyped to go see the show, see the other little Gloria, and some like worker there was like, we have someone we want you to meet, and we were like, no way, can't be today, like there's no way she's here when we're here. And they take us to this like back room, and she comes out from like behind this table, and we're like, oh my gosh. I did not expect it at all, because I didn't know her that much. Of course, all my family knew her, but I wasn't like new. I was really new to it, but it was also like a shock. Like I was so like blessed to be able to meet her. And Emilio was awesome too. He came in right after, and I was like, oh my gosh, they're both here. I thought it was like it was a coincidence that they would both be there. Like when it was like our first week there. So it was really fun. It was really nice. Cool. Yeah.
Was there something that kind of surprised you about them, about the way they were, or something?
Just how they were. How she said, actually, Gloria told me that she handpicked me. Like she went through all the other actors, all the other little girls that auditioned for this, and she chose me. Like, it's crazy. I was so happy. It was really nice, though, to hear that from her, especially. Yeah.
I'm gonna drive home smiling the whole way, just from this conversation.
Can you tell us a little bit about how you, as a mom, were able to balance her life and her workout?
It's hard because you're traveling and you're staying in a hotel. So what I would do in each room, in each city that we were at, I would decorate with a theme. So I kept everything like I did at home.
Oh, interior designer.
Yeah.
Right?
FaceTiming at home, keeping that communication with all the family, doing field trips with the kids, just to keep it normal.
How did you keep yourself sane?
Just prayers, just praying and, just thinking this is a great opportunity. And then my husband was able to come and visit a lot, and my son. So that made it better. So that helped a lot. And the people there were just so amazing. It's just, they're like a family. We were all a team. A cold night, one of the parents would go with the Uber to pick up the kids. So we all worked as a team. We cooked together because we cooked in the hotel. Skillet, my rice cooker and all that. And so, yeah, as a team, we worked as a team. Yeah, there's little ups and downs, but it really worked.
Your luggage had to be a little heavy.
That was a struggle to keep because they paid for your luggages and it had to be 50 pounds. And then they have a trunk for us, but that trunk was filled 2 days before travel. It was crazy.
All right, well, thank you for sharing a bit of insight about how to make it all happen for your daughter. That's
thank you for having us.
That's a big sacrifice, and
yes,
it's also a big excitement.
Yes,
quite an adventure. So thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Okay.
I also heard a bit about your favorite singers: Andra Day, Whitney Houston, Céline Dion, Alicia Keys, and Lauryn Hill. And they're all like women that sing about some very deep stuff. So, and I've heard you perform at the cabaret, so I'm just interested in how old are you again?
I'm 12.
12. How does a 12-year-old like get inspired to sing about songs that are just so deep and mature and kind of painful? Where does that come from?
Well, definitely the energy of the music. Like, I love upbeat songs, but then the slow songs have me in like, ooh, I love this song. It makes me like, it gets me, not that I like have like adult feelings, but it gets me in my feelings. Like, it makes me show myself when I sing. Like, I'm me. Like, in the show, I'm Gloria, but I'm also me.
Yeah.
It's not just trying to fake to be somebody else, but you also have to show yourself, because you could be related to that person. Like, you can have a similar story to that person. It's not just about showing off another person. It's showing off yourself. Like my voice. I show off my voice by singing other people's songs. I hope I get to write my own songs. I'm excited.
If you could share maybe some tips for anyone watching who wants to get an agent, like what should an agent do for you, etc.?
You definitely want to be comfortable with them. It's a matter of being, when you're there, they're there for you too. Comfortable, making sure you're able to talk to them. Like, you can sit down and talk to them and have a connection too. But also, they'll support you also as an agency, but also as friends and close, like family friends, basically.
Maybe it's too early to ask, but I would still like to ask. What's your ultimate dream? What would you like to do next?
My ultimate dream is to get to Hollywood.
Okay.
Like, I've already lived a dream of being on a Broadway show. Like, that's insane. Like, that was one of my dreams come true. And now, Hollywood is what I want to get to. But I really want to start doing TV, like in movies. I've never done any of that. I love theater and stuff, but I just want to start something new too.
We're at a new section where I'm going to ask you a couple questions about your preferences musically. Of course, you've got your blanket with your face all over it. Look, it's the blanket with all the pictures.
Oh, that's fabulous.
This was from who again?
Allie.
Allie.
She's one of our on your feeties.
You just saw images of the mail actually came and she got this, so we had to include throw in the little excerpt. All right, so these are going to be just quicker questions. If you can give me just like one word, couple words. What is the best concert or live performance you've ever seen that comes to mind?
Beyonce.
What is the type of music that you love that we wouldn't expect that you love or that you listen to? Unexpected.
I love country music, definitely.
Yeah. Do you identify with any fictional character on TV, like a cartoon, or maybe someone on a TV show or in a movie that you think, oh, our lives are kind of similar, or we're kind of similar personality?
The Selena.
Selena?
Yeah, the movie.
Cool. If you could trade places with a celebrity for one day, who would you choose? Dead or alive?
I would choose. I would definitely choose. Lauryn Hill.
If you could be on TV for one, what would you pick?
The 4. It's like a new one. And like the girl Zhavia, honestly, she's like my idol. Like, I love her so much. She has an amazing voice, and I feel like I can relate to her voice too.
Okay, we need to talk. I met someone at South by Southwest that might be able to help. Okay, this is a bigger question. What do you think about people at live music or live events who are recording everything with their cell phones? You're young, and I think you grew up even more with a cell phone than other people my age and even older. So some people will go, no, I don't want cell phones because you're not really paying attention to me. You're just trying to record it. What are your thoughts on that?
I'm like, you can tell that I'm not always taking pictures. Like, I'll be on my phone 24/7, but I'm not always taking pictures and videos. Like, I can be at a concert and I'm just staring at them. Like, I won't even like take out my phone really. I would rather live in the moment than have to record it all the time. Like, it's good to have memories, but if it's just like a concert that you probably go to every now and then, it's like, what's really the point of being there if you can just go on the dark web and find like a bootleg of the concert yourself.
So Amaris has agreed to do a couple challenges with us. For the first challenge, we're gonna be doing, if she can show us how to do a few riffs in a song.
So it's a little riff in the Killing Me Softly with the Fugees. So it goes, whoa, whoa. It's tricky, but I learned how to do it by controlling my voice and my breath and not to sing. When I sing, my shoulders shouldn't be going. When you sing, you have to make sure you have good posture, first of all. And when you're singing, you're not, because if your shoulders tense up, you'll lose breath. So it's better to, like what I practice is laying down on the floor and putting books on my stomach and breathing back and forth. But yeah, I learned to control my voice like that.
Show off her dancing a little bit. Can you show us something complicated, introduce it to us, and kind of break it down a little bit?
Okay, So it's similar to samba. So it's like back. So you're going back. So you go. It's like you're just stomping, but you're moving your feet back and forth. They do this in the show. They go 1, 2, 3, 4, then they go pop, pop. That's what they do. So it's pretty hard. When I first learned it, I was like, but it's a matter of counts, but also controlling your body. When I first started, I couldn't move my hips, so I had 2 left feet, so I had out the wrong arm. It's complicated, but once you keep practicing and practicing, you'll get it.
So who was your choreographer that taught you that, or who was the trainer for
Actually,
dancing?
Shani Telmore.
Cool.
She taught me it, yeah.
So shout out to her.
Shani.
All right, thank you so much for participating.
Where can people follow you on social media, please?
So you can follow me on Instagram at Amaris Sanchez Official.
I'll have links.
Yes, and Facebook, Amaris Sanchez, and Twitter, Amaris OYF.
So, can you complete this sentence? I ask this to all my guests.
Uh-huh.
The purpose of music in this world is?
The purpose? To inspire.
Well, thank you so much. Amaris, it was a pleasure
Thank you.
to meet you and
too.
to have you for this episode. I didn't get to ask you before. She's here in this blue dress. So if you would autograph that. I want to say to the rest of you, thank you for watching. I hope you got to learn something. I hope you enjoyed this great talent. I'll have some links so you can check out the rest of her music and what she's going to be doing next. If you have any suggestions or any comments, please like, share, comment. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Till the next episode. Thanks.
I'll be sleeping with a blanket with my face on it.